How to train your mind to get wealthy. They won't see the truth. They'll see the car, the house, the calm on your face when the world is burning. And they'll whisper, lucky. But luck had nothing to do with it. They didn't see the war inside your mind. The nights you rewrote the story of your future when no one was watching. They didn't hear the silence you sat with when doubt screamed louder than belief. They didn't feel the weight you carried when your vision was all you had. Wealth is not won by the weak-hearted. It is summoned by those who've trained their mind like a weapon, not a wish, not a dream. A weapon, sharp, precise, and relentless. Because wealth is not seduced by desperation. It responds only to certainty. The kind of certainty that lives in your bones. The kind of certainty that moves before the evidence shows up. You don't attract wealth by needing it. You attract it by becoming the version of you who doesn't chase because you know it's already on the way. This world doesn't reward effort alone. It rewards clarity. It rewards direction. It rewards those who have trained their mind to command reality, not react to it. You were not made to survive. You were born to build, to carve a new world with your thoughts, to lead, not follow, to generate value so deeply, so powerfully, that the universe has no choice but to respond. But here's what they won't tell you. Wealth begins in the unseen. It is first a pattern in your consciousness, a rhythm in your decisions, a fire in your thoughts. You must become the person who deserves it, the person who thinks like a creator, not a consumer, who acts with purpose, not panic, who builds wealth in the mind long before it shows up in the bank. Think of the greats. Henry Ford did not wait for validation. He was told the V8 was impossible. He said, build it anyway. Thomas Edison failed over 10,000 times to bring light to the world. He said, try again. Carnegie, Lincoln, Disney, all possessed the same secret. They trained their mind to ignore the noise, to see the invisible, to believe the unproven. That is the mind you must develop, not one that reacts, but one that commands, because the mind is the forge. It is the soil from which your future grows. If you pollute it with fear, gossip, self-pity, don't be surprised when your harvest is poverty. But if you saturate it with belief, if you fertilize it with clarity and water it with action, then wealth will grow, not as a maybe, but as a certainty. You must become militant about your mindset. No more casual thoughts. No more wishful hoping. Decide who you are and defend that decision like your life depends on it, because it does. You must think in pictures so vivid, your subconscious starts moving toward that future as if it's already happening. This is not magic, it is mental law. The subconscious mind does not know the difference between what is vividly imagined and what is real. So imagine often, imagine clearly, imagine boldly. Let me be clear. This is not about fantasy. This is about reprogramming your operating system. Most people run on software they didn't choose, installed by school, parents, society, and failure. And they wonder why nothing changes. You want unlimited wealth? Then delete the virus of scarcity. Uninstall the belief that money is evil. Reboot your mind with power, discipline, and conviction. Speak it aloud. I am building something that will outlive me. I am a creator. I am a force. Say it until your voice stops shaking. Say it until the world starts listening. Wealth is not about luck. It's about identity. You must become the kind of person wealth belongs to. Look around. The wealthy think differently. They don't ask, can I afford it? They ask, how can I create it? They don't dwell on what is. They obsess over what could be. They don't fear failure, and they see it as refinement. You must program your thoughts until they obey your vision, not your fears, not your past, not your surroundings, your vision. And if your current environment is starving your mind, leave, because energy is contagious, and poverty of thought is a plague. Surround yourself with builders, people who talk in ideas, not complaints, people who stretch your perspective, not shrink it. Wealth is not a number, it's a mindset, a decision, a vibration, and your thoughts are the dial. Every day you wake up, you are training your mind, whether you mean to or not. Every thought is a representative. Every belief is a brick. The only question is, what are you building? A palace of purpose or a prison of doubt? You want to attract wealth? Then get specific. The mind hates vagueness. Don't say, I want to be rich. Say, I want to build a business that empowers people and earns 500,000 pounds a year. I want to wake up in a home I designed, surrounded by peace, freedom, and options. Vision is power. And clarity is the switch that turns it on. You must see it, feel it, taste it. Because once your subconscious accepts the vision, your body, your behavior, your choices will all begin to align. And this is where the magic happens. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are in agreement, the world bends to accommodate your destiny. That is not hype. That is the blueprint of every creator who ever lived. The average person waits for clarity, waits for confidence, waits for conditions to be perfect. But you are not average. You understand this one truth that changes everything. Clarity does not come before action. It comes from action. You move, and then the path reveals itself. You speak, and then the voice strengthens. You act, and then the fear dissolves. Most people sit in the waiting room of life, hoping for permission to step into their power. But wealth doesn't wait. It walks past the hesitant and into the arms of the prepared, into the mind of the determined. So what do? You decide. Today. Now, not someday. Not when the stars align. You decide that your life will not be ordinary. And once you decide, you build it into every day. Not just once a month when you feel inspired, but daily, in silence, in repetition, in the micro decisions that no one claps for, because wealth is not a moment. It is a mindset reinforced over time until it hardens into character. And when the world tests you, because it will, you don't flinch, you don't fold, you rise, because adversity is the exam, and your thoughts are the answers. You don't get to wealth by avoiding resistance. You earn wealth by becoming someone who cannot be broken by it. You face storms not as threats, but as training. You don't ask, why is this happening to me? You ask, what part of me is this trying to strengthen? Discipline, resilience, focus. These are not traits. They are decisions you make every single day, and those decisions shape a version of you that is undeniable. The truth is this: wealth is not built in the light. It is forged in darkness, in the quiet hours when your friends are asleep, in the moments of doubt when your dream is all that remains. You will be tempted to quit, to compromise, to chase the quick win. But remember, wealth respects the long game. It honors those who build in silence, with intention, with mastery.